Hello everybody, this is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. So today I need to make a piece that's going to go on a cross at a wedding. It almost looks like a funeral spray. It's going to be more narrow, and so I'm going to make it on a Oasis cage. This is just it's just a cage that we use a lot of times for funeral work, but very often I use it for anything that goes on an arbor, anything like that. Now, the picture the bride showed us was more of a long, narrow piece, a long, narrow arrangement, some sweeping to the right and some sweeping to the left. And so I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that. So this is fresh floral foam. It has been soaked in water. It is good to go. Come on through. He can edit. I know you kind of. So it has been soaked in water, fresh water. I'm going to start out. A little differently than you see me design. I'm going to start out with my flowers first, and then come in with my greenery. I'm going to start with hydrangeas. So these are pretty white hydrangeas. I'm going to go ahead and remove the foliage from the hydrangea. I'm going to cut it at an angle, and I'm going to dip it in some quick dip. I count to 7, and then I'm going to tuck it right into that foam. What you hear, it's dripping. So my cage, of course, that fresh floral foam is filled with water. So when you put a flower into the foam, it drips. And so I usually put a bucket underneath my foam. I'm going to cut that a little shorter so that the water will drip into the bucket instead of on my floor.
Hey, Patrick.
If you have any bumps or bruises on your flower, just go ahead and pinch anything that's bruised out. It's not going to hurt the flower. All right, so there's my hydrangeas, 3 in a row. Next, I'm going to come in with a little bit of line flower. Now, this is Bells of Ireland, and I'm just taking and pinching the tips right out of that, the top of that bloom. I'm going to cut that stem at an angle and just insert it into the foam. Now, I'm going to swing a little to my right and then come down with a little to my left, so it's not completely straight up and down. Now, this is going to be hung on a wooden cross at the wedding. I have not attached it to this stand, so if you see that that cage swing, it's because it is not attached. And I always like to pinch the tips out of the bell, and it's just strictly it's just because I like it better. It's not necessary, but for me, I just personally like it better. Okay, so you kind of see it swinging both to the right and then to the left. That's my bells. Next, I'm going to come in with some pretty stock. This is a mauve colored stock. Which I think is such a pretty flower. It's not an overwhelming fragrance, but it's a pretty fragrance. Okay, so there is our stock and our bells and our white hydrangeas. Next, I'm going to come in with some roses. So these are called Playa Blanca roses. It's just the variety. It's a smaller variety. It's not really large. Now, I am not wiring their heads because I'm cutting them pretty short and tucking them in deep. And I'm removing any petals that have any bumps or bruises. You'll find on white roses, they tend to get bruised a little easier than other colors. I don't know why. I guess the white, it just, a bump or a bruise just shows up really well. Okay, so there's my roses. Next we're going to come in with some moms. These are terracotta colored moms. I'm going to take those and add them in. Now you can see how it's more of a linear arrangement. It's kind of long. I think it's going to be lovely on this cross, and I will be sure to try to post a picture so that you can see how it's placed on the cross. Now the cross will be draped with material that drapes all the way to the floor. It's going to be beautiful. And this will just hang right in the center of the cross. Okay, there are the terracotta colored moms. Now we're going to come in with some burgundy button moms. So I have some really pretty burgundy moms, which I just think are so lovely. And this one's broken here, so I'm going to take it and cut it short, and we're going to tuck that right in the middle. It's got a head broken, but that's all right. We'll just pop that off. All right. There are our burgundy moms. Next we'll come in with, let's come in with a little bit of greenery. Let's go ahead and add our greenery, and then we'll do some finishing touches with our last flowers. This is Adonis Foliage. Adonis is a really pretty feathery foliage that's my favorite, one of my favorites. So I'm going to take and just come all the way around my arrangement. And kind of nestle this Adonis into place. Okay, so I have added some Adonis to give us more of a feathery look, a little bit less finished. All right, there's our Adonis. Then we're going to come in. This is, gosh, I'm not even sure if this is a type of sword fern. Just a really large, pretty piece of fern. So we're going to add a little bit of this fern. I love that, really. It's just so large and pretty. We're going to come in with a little bit, our bride loved the look of Pommel Plums. So we're going to add some Pommel Plums to this. It just makes it so big and showy, I think. Now, when I put the greenery in last, I don't know if you can tell, but it seems to take less greenery when you use it, when you place it last. And I really should do that more often. I just find it so much easier to me to design with greenery when the greenery is added first. So anyway, I changed it up a little on you. All right, I'm gonna pop that one little piece that's bending funny. Okay, so there's our Pommel Plums. Now we just have a few more flowers left, and I've got some eucalyptus that we're gonna add in. So we have some white Lisianthus, which I love. I think Lisianthus is such a pretty flower. So we're gonna tuck a little bit of Lizzie in here. Okay, so there's some Lizzie. Let's come in with a few Hypericum berries. So we have maroon colored Hypericum berries. Just a really pretty burgundy. Let's tuck those in kind of tight here. I love the texture of the berries. And they feel like fall, don't they? Okay, and then we've got some eucalyptus. We're gonna add a little bit of eucalyptus, and then last we'll add some calla lilies. So I'm cutting the bundle apart. We're gonna add just a little bit of the draping eucalyptus into this arrangement. A few flame callas, and we're going to call this arrangement finished. Oh, it's so pretty, and I think it's going to look lovely on the cross. I'm going to pull this mom in just a little bit. I feel like it's a little sticking out. All right, and I think it's okay with the foliage to be sticking out. Okay, lastly, let's add these calla lilies. So these are flame colored callas, just so pretty. And this is one of the colors, and I think that the flame or the orange, the burnt orange, is the color of the girls' dresses. So these are going to be perfect to pick up the color of their dresses. Now callas you have to be really careful with when you go to insert them into foam. Their stems are a little fragile, and so you kind of have to just make sure you're careful, because sometimes it'll just break that stem. All right, and there is our arrangement. I'm going to hold it up a little bit so that you can kind of see the bottom too. It's pretty long, so you can see it's a really long piece, but it is going to hang, like I said, in the center of a cross, and I'm so excited to see what it's going to look like. Guys, thank you so much for being here with us today. I hope you have a wonderful afternoon. If you have any questions about how I make a design or the mechanics that we use to make designs, don't hesitate to ask any questions. We're so happy to answer if you have any of those. Guys, be sure to subscribe to our channel down below. Check us out over on Facebook where we go live every day. Hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you real soon. Thanks, guys.